All right, so with that being said, let's take a look at, this is our contact information. So I just want to show you a live demo. We do have some time. Let me just open this up, and I'm going to show you my store. So aesthetically, forget the way my Magento store looks like. I am a member of the Red Cross, and March is Red Cross Month, and also a member of the National Bone Marrow Donor Program. So I have that. And we have a number of different products, like some, baseballs, let's say, since we're talking about the Yankees and Sox. I will add this to the cart, and we'll just add one of those. And what I want to show you now is, as the merchant, as the business, and your customer is going to create an order. So here I have a baseball, and let's just pick an electronic device that I have here. So Voltron is the toy I used to play with when I was a kid, so we'll get one of those. And let's see, what do I have in favorites here? Halloween isn't around the corner, so I don't need that awesome official Batman costume. But maybe I'll buy a, I don't know, this mom tutorial, the mom working trial kit. So I have 3 different items, okay? And now I'll go ahead and proceed to checkout. And I'm already registered, so let me just drag this up to the top here, and I will log in. On our Wi-Fi, so let's just hit refresh. Okay, so now I'm going to log in here. All right, now I have an address. You'll notice I have one address. If I wanted to, as most of you may know, if you enable it, you can create or allow multi-ship within Magento, where you can create one order with 4 or 5 line items going to different addresses. The way Magento handles that is that it'll create 4, or for instance, or 5 different orders. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to ship this to my 9 Campus Drive in Parsippany address. So I'm happy with that. And I guess I could ship it, here's my UPS methods. Ground looks good enough. Okay, and we'll continue. And now how do I want to pay for it? I can pay for it by credit card, but for this one, I'll just use my check or money order and place my order. Now, this is something that I want to mention that's very, 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 very important. So my order number 34 here, it's like 1,000,000,000,000,034. 634. So keep in mind, 1,000,000,000,034. Now, this is my Magento order number. This particular number is what's going to import into M.O.M as the alternate order number. So I want to just keep track of this so you'll be able to see exactly how this is going to work. Now, if I would have just enabled the automatic downloading, and all you would have seen is completed, 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 and it wouldn't have made any sense to any of you on this call. So the way that I have set my system up is to do it manually. So more than likely, the smaller businesses that are sitting in on this call, yeah, maybe you would want to do it manually. Doubtful, but it is possible. Maybe you want to, just to have an extra level of, just to review orders or whatever the case may be. So now I go into BizSync. This is the BizSyncXL Enterprise Solution. I have all my configurations set up. I really don't want to spend too much time going through, how to configure the store and link it to the database and verify your connection and show you all that, and then all my tools. Okay, great. It connects out to my my store. Okay, wonderful, and it connects, and everything is all valid. This is part of implementation, and we're going to make sure that you have the direct connection between your BizSyncXL solution and Magento and, for instance, M.O.M, which is what we're talking about today. I'm not going to go through all the other details, but we'll just hit OK here. So with that being said, I want to download my orders. So I'm going to run my task. Now, what Gary had mentioned earlier was that you can schedule this so it's done every 2 minutes, every 3 minutes, every 25 minutes, whatever the case may be. But I don't want you to just see completed here. So what I'm going to do is just do it manually. So I want to download orders and I want to convert them, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to execute it. Now keep in mind, my order number 34. So now I have 2 orders. Excellent. I created an order prior to us joining each other on this webinar. So I have 2 orders and the task downloaded successfully. So that's fantastic. Now, within M.O.M, there is, under Options, Order Import Export Module, an automatic import feature. And you can click this, and I can drop it down and choose BizSyncXL. And you basically, like, I hate to use the guy's term, but you set it and forget it. You walk away, and then now the orders are automatically downloading every so many minutes, and M.O.M will be able to have them ready in the batch, ready to be processed. But I didn't enable that, so I want to manually download these orders. So I'm just going to go in here, Import Orders, and I'm going to choose my BizSyncXL, and I'm going to process these. Now, I have a feature turned on to confirm that my orders don't have duplicate records. So it'll look at a customer, and this is exactly what I wanted to pop up. So it'll check to see if the address already exists, and if it does, it's going to add it to that customer record. And this is another problem that a lot of people complain about, is that if you spell your name, capital J, lowercase f, you put 9 Campus DR or 9 Campus Drive, and you spell it a little bit differently. So we'll go ahead and we'll just review these orders. And you can see address was found, and it already had 9 Campus Drive as an existing customer. So without going through all the whole process, just to show you, I'm going to resolve all those and close it out. So they're all completed. And now I downloaded my 2 orders. So what was it? 1,000,033 and 1,000,034. Okay, great. So now, if I look up a customer's order number, I can go into alternate order number, 1,000,000,000,34. Now, if I did this right, this better be a baseball, it better be a Voltron, and what was that other item that I looked up? My brochure, my M.O.M brochure. And I paid via check. And there it is, there's my check. So maybe now I want to receive my check, I can put that in here. You know, a couple days, whatever, 61, 65. So everything is beautiful. Everything looks great. I can click on my baseball. I can find out all the details about the baseball. I can see a nice image of it. I can see all the details. Wonderful. So I go ahead and close this, and I can go ahead and I can save this particular order. Now, it's ready to be processed. So let me just move this down here, clear it. Now, again, within M.O.M, our Dynacomp's order management solution, there's an option in the global parameters. And this is probably one of the most important areas of the solution that we have. If you're an owner or operator of the business, more than likely you're not going to allow anybody else in your business to go in here to this maintain system information global parameters. But again, 10 years I've been here, and Gary, you can agree to this. I mean, every single M.O.M user that I've experienced or worked with over the years uses M.O.M in a different fashion. So some of you may be smaller businesses that don't have more than one warehouse. You don't have a picker and packer's workstation, and you might do everything on your own, and that's great. So I'll just show you real quick. In the global parameters, there's an area for order processing. You might do everything in the batch, and I'm going to show you what that is, what that looks like. We're going to go into the batch processing, and it's going to show you actually how to import the order file from your fulfillment, the tracking detail from your fulfillment center for the person that asked that question. But I'm slowing it down, again, because I don't want to just show completed, because you'll never understand what really took place. So I'm going to let a packer's workstation process the stage, and I want to require all my items get barcode scanned as they're being packed. Now, some of you might sell high-end jewelry, some of you might sell dietary supplements, or if you ever watched on TV, usually you see like those gold coin companies. Most of them are M.O.M users, and every one of their items are barcode scanned, and they all have serialized inventory items, and we can handle all that. So in my scenario, I'm going to let a packer's workstation process this. So in my batch, you'll notice packing slips are grayed out. That's because I want my picker-packer, to go and he's going to validate each of those orders separately. So I have a couple orders here that are waiting to be processed. Okay, great. 10 and 2408, 2410, 2411. The order that I just downloaded that was 1,000,034 should be this 2411, and we'll see that in just a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll process this. I'll just show you what a pick ticket looks like. If you do barcode scanning, everything would be barcoded. If you barcode scan your bin locations, you might have those that are particularly barcoded. So those are already set up for you. Let me just close this, and I'll print that out. And now it's going to just run through, and it'll all say completed. See, if I would have just done that by clicking process once, none of you would have had any idea what just took place. So now, for those of you that only have one warehouse, I want you to close one eye, because as you grow, you might want to be able to have a second warehouse. And I actually have a warehouse manager that's going to assign these 3 orders over to one of my pickers or packers. So I'm going to give them all over to Joe Fantozzi. So here he gets all those orders, and he goes and we close it. So now let's just imagine in a real-world scenario what just took place. The orders were enabled to automatically download. It's Monday morning. You come in as the boss. It's 8 a.m. The orders have already been downloaded. They're ready to go. You printed out the pick tickets because your warehouse person, Joe, is going to be the one that's doing the picking and packing. So all he has to do when he comes in is hang up his jacket and walk over to the printer in the warehouse, and he's going to start picking and packing, picking those items off the shelf. So now, Joe, now you're the boss. So you go in, you might want to run some reports. You go in here, profit and response. You want to see your profit by product report, and you could select, for this particular month, you could choose a time frame, a date range, and then I can choose for this week, this month, this year. It's a whole bunch of options here. You can create all kinds of other cool reports based on different criteria that you've saved. Okay, love it. Wonderful. So now I run my reports, and Joe, my warehouse guy, he shows up a little bit late. He's a little bit late, but he brought me Dunkin' Donuts, so I'm happy. So he gives me a cup of coffee, and I get a donut, and I say, hey, Joe, I already printed out the paperwork in the printer downstairs. Get started and go do your thing. Joe will log into M.O.M. The first screen he's going to log into is the Packer's Workstation. And because I'm barcoding everything, I'm going to let him scan the pick ticket, and it'll open up the order. And then here's our baseball brochure and the Voltron. This is the order that I created 2411. Beautiful. That's the M.O.M order number, because I might take a phone order, and that's going to have a different number than the Magento order. So, okay, we'll scan it. We'll scan it. We'll scan it. Okay, beautiful. And now I print out my packing slip. At this point, M.O.M's communicating with UPS, because that's the shipping method I chose, and we're going to view it. Everything looks beautiful. I have all my details, and then this is my peelable box label, where I can fold the page up, and I can stick this in a little label, plastic envelope, and then I go ahead and I'll print that baby out. So it's done, and then I just have to keep moving my questions over. Any questions so far? I don't really see other questions coming in. Everybody can hear me. And looking good. Okay, good. So now we'll just finish doing these last orders here. So I'm going to pack these, print my packing slip. Does the same thing. Communicates with FedEx or UPS. I don't know which one this was. There, UPS ground. And we'll print that one. So whether it's 100 orders, 1,000 orders, it could be automated. If I just click to refresh list, and I'll go back into my Packer's Workstation, and I'll show you something that's very important. I'm doing it, again, manually. So more than likely, you're never going to do this, okay? But now if I go into my Maintain System Information Global Parameters, and on my Order Processing Design, see how it says Packer's Workstation manually processes this stage? I can set it to automatically processes this stage. So now your whole business is set up to for automation. It's downloading all your web orders. It's printing out all your pick tickets and packing slips. It's all automated. Everything is all done. and you really don't have to click anything until when the time comes when you're going to print out when you want to email out your shipping labels. So now that my order is completed and it's shipped, I can go back in here. There's my 3 orders, and now what's going to happen? Okay, about a month or 2 months ago, UPS kept showing up to our office here, and they were getting upset because I kept trying to ship Voltrons and baseballs and M.O.M brochures. So because I actually sent a file to UPS, so they were showing up trying to pick those items up. So I had my programmers write a little script to stop the file transfer. So you're going to see 2 little messages pop up here. It's basically just saying that the file never made it over to UPS, which is what I'm expecting right here. So I'm going to print out my shipping labels, print out my shipping manifest. And this is a standard shipping manifest. If you're using UPS, you can print this right out of M.O.M, FedEx, same thing, all out of M.O.M. Done in one system, print. And now this is where you'll see sending file to UPS. Look in the top right-hand corner, sending file to UPS, and then I had it stop so that it didn't actually transfer a file. So they didn't complain about Voltrons and baseballs. So this isn't really an error message. I expected that, but it still allows me to print out my barcode summary report. So whether it's 100 orders or 1,000 or just 2 or 12 orders, they can scan this one barcode, and it represents all the different orders together. So we'll go ahead and we'll finish this part off and print that out. And now we're done. So now that my orders have shipped, the next thing I want to do is I want to upload back to Magento my order status and shipping information. So I'll just go ahead and execute that. 32, 34, completed, beautiful, 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 beautiful. There's my 34. I love it. Everything is so smooth, it's gorgeous. So I go back to my account, and there's order number 34. I love it. It's so smooth. Completed, view order, and track your order. So it also posted up the tracking information, track my package, click on track. Goes out to UPS. Again, I'm not really shipping UPS, I'm not really shipping Voltrons and baseballs, but you get the idea. Had that been a real order that was really scanned by UPS, I did it kind of fast, but I wanted to slow it down just so you can see. That is how BizSyncXL works. And it syncs between M.O.M and Magento. It's done, just like that. We can modify it if you want to process everything automatically, so there's no issues there. And it doesn't really get any easier than having all that set up. It's beautiful. Gary, is there anything that you'd like to add that I didn't show from your product? What else can your BizSync product do? Well, I just want to open it up just to show some of the other tasks that they have.
Yeah, I think one of the things that you showed was some products like the baseball and some of the things with Magento and BigCommerce. We can synchronize product information over to the shopping carts from M.O.M and create product, update product quantities, update pricing. On Magento, we support quantity and percent discounts. So a lot of the product integration part that you're not seeing here is supported in the product. The ability to keep within M.O.M all of the product data, but have it synchronized to your shopping cart is built into the product, and that's really an important part of the puzzle that really does save the customer a lot of time, especially with quantity updates. You showed the shipment updates, and that could run in the background as your warehouse people are packing boxes. That thing can be running all the time, sending tracking numbers up and completing, and also could be running quantity updates and doing your quantities and your pricing updates. So the product really has the ability to be automated in your operation to really simplify and ease the workflow.
Okay, so there are a couple questions that came in that saw this. So we have some good ones here. how is the inventory kept synchronized between different stores? Okay. Now, there is a solution where you can have multiple Magento stores.
Correct.
How does BizSyncXL handle that?
Yeah, and that's a great question. We have the ability, if you can go previous screen there, on the BizSync, you can show preview.
Oh, go previous.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
And then you can see at the top where it says Store Configurations. Joe has one store set up right now, but in there you can create multiple stores.
Just hit new store here.
Yeah, you hit a new store, and then you can create a whole new configuration for your multiple Magento stores where you can actually filter and send products to those stores individually from M.O.M based on if you've got a multiple company in M.O.M or by marking or flagging a field inside of a product, which a lot of our customers do. They might use the advanced one field, put a store one in there, and then only send those products to store one in Magento. And then when the orders come down, they get put into that particular store's folder for that particular, and it isolates each store. So the product supports multiple stores in Magento, multiple channels. I've got customers, well, we've got customers that have BigCommerce and Magento, and they'll send products to those two different stores from their inventory in M.O.M. So it's a very powerful feature, especially where customers are trying to sell in multiple domains and multiple companies and trying to spread their inventory to their different channels.
Okay, here's a great question that I see from, this one comes from Dawn. With BizSyncXL, can you send product information directly to Magento so it doesn't have to be typed in twice when we make changes or add a new item? So what if like a purchase order comes in, I create a PO and I receive 100 units. There's an option where I can upload or sync my product information.
Correct.
So under the tasks here,
Product sync products, right?
Sync products. That's basically how I did it.
So,
sync product quantities. Okay, so I set it up, I receive it into M.O.M, or I take a phone order or an Amazon order. Let me just jump back here. In regards to like Amazon, for instance, you can go in and we have e-commerce management. There's an e-commerce manager station. I happen to have all of them.
right.
But for Amazon, it automatically communicates, it downloads and brings in orders, uploads the order acknowledgement, the package information and tracking details, syncs inventory, publish new product information. So an order from Amazon comes in. I had 100 units in stock. Person on Amazon buys 5. Now there's 95 available. So what you're saying is that BizSyncXL has the feature, if I enable it to be automated, that it will upload now and say there's 95 available in my Magento store.
Correct, and I think the question actually was for description information, right? So she's asking.
Descriptions, okay,
Right,
that's another thing.
So she's saying, you know, I've got some collateral in M.O.M that I've done some real, you know, a lot of work on for my descriptions for my products and my titles. And the answer is yes. When you sync products, you can tell BizSync you want to update your description information for that product, and that you can do it either from M.O.M or keep your descriptions in Magento and block them from being updated. It work out of Magento. So we actually have a lot of customers that have a hybrid, the way they work in a hybrid manner where they'll keep the product information in M.O.M, like the title, the SKU, the quantity, the pricing, but actually manage the website collateral out of Magento. And then we have a lot of customers that actually would like just to work right out of M.O.M and do everything within M.O.M and decide to just change a description in M.O.M and have it changed on the Magento side. So we support both methods of that ability to sync.
I think that might have answered Chris's question, which was we have multiple companies or databases within M.O.M who use different e-commerce solutions. Is the license per company, or would one license cover multiple databases? Now, as far as I know, because there are different versions that we're selling of the BizSyncXL solution, there's a single store version, there's a 5-store version, and then there's like an unlimited store version, a 10-store. So there are different options that are available.
Yeah, so somebody that wants to sell to multiple domains, to say they want to sell into BigCommerce and then have a Magento store, and they have they have inventory they want to send from M.O.M, they would have to, right now the current plan and packages that you purchase are, there's the standard edition, the professional edition, and what we call the enterprise edition, which supports And the Enterprise Edition supports multiple stores, multiple companies. The Professional Edition is single store, single company. And the Standard Edition is essentially order integration for downloading of orders, and that would also be a single company installation. So if somebody wanted to do multiple companies, they'd have to go to the Enterprise version of our product. Right?
Okay, so excellent. So that is basically the same thing. Everybody's asking about multiple stores.
Yep.
I have 2 stores. Can I segment products orders in M.O.M? So we already covered that by putting in a unique qualifier in the advanced field. Okay, so we covered that. For example, I have a rare gold coin company. All sales are done on the phone. We are launching a new business, totally online, selling bullion only. Can we use the same instance of M.O.M and add the Magento integration and keep the orders segmented, or do we need a new M.O.M account? Now, in that scenario, from my perspective, I would probably just use a single company,
right,
because it's a certain segment of the products that they're selling that I would put up to Magento, for instance,
correct,
and then just create an order type, which would be Amazon, Magento, phone, fax orders, and so on. So, Kristen, definitely want to get more information about exactly how you're doing that.
Yeah, I'll comment to that. The tool, if you show them the M.O.M panel and go into the options, you'll see real quickly there that in BizSync.
Oh, in BizSync,
yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Go to, and then hit Previous, and go up. It'll put up the configuration, the store configuration for M.O.M.
Okay.
And then you'll see right there, hit the Options button. The first panel will show you some interesting things we can do with filtering products from M.O.M up to Magento or to the shopping cart. Using a custom field filter, you can actually say, I only want to send for this particular store configuration products that I mark with the word, with the letter W in the advanced one field.
This is that sync using a custom field filter?
You got it.
Okay. So I'm publishing everything in
right now you're sending all your site link information.
Okay, so everything that I've fed from site link, descriptions, images, and so on, I'm feeding everything.
That's right.
But this particular customer might want to separate that out and say where a specific field, product class code equals whatever, or advanced code equals blah, blah, blah. And then that will send just those products up there. Okay, correct. Beautiful. Can different tasks be automated at different intervals, like quantity and inventory every 5 minutes, and then the orders twice a day, and then shipping tracking once a day after a certain time?
Yeah, in fact, we built the product so that you can set up Windows Task Schedule to schedule anytime you'd like to for any of the tasks.
All right. And let me see. Is the M.O.M tutorial that you just added to your cart an actual product? How do you get it if so? Okay. We historically did sell a M.O.M tutorial for $25. And what we found was that people kind of winged it, and it was like, difficult to update if there was a new build or whatever the case was. And yeah, we basically changed our sales process to do one-on-one online demos. If you need a copy of the downloadable tutorial, Rosalind, I will get you a URL where you can download it. Just keep in mind that it's our original M.O.M 800 build. It does not have the new features that we added in M.O.M 805. With that looks like all the questions that we covered. Hopefully you enjoyed this presentation as much as I did. And Gary, welcome to DynaConf. It's a pleasure to finally work with you officially as part of the same family. And I'll be glad to demo BizSync for any of you that are on the call. And let us know if there's any way we can help during implementation or during the sales process. Our 800 number here, 1-800-858-3666. My extension, this is Joe, is extension 245. You can email sales@dynaconf.com, but I will download a listing of all the attendees, and then we'll go through the questions and make sure that whoever wants a copy, all of you who attended will get a copy of a link to the webinar, which we did record today. So again, thank you all so much for your time, and we really appreciate it. So have a fantastic day, and we'll look forward to talking with you again soon.